Hey everybody, I have a fun day planned today. We're going to a high school softball game and we're taking the Sony a6000 and I rented the Sony 70-300mm G lens, which has optical steady shot and it's a 4.5 to 5.6 lens. We're going to put those two together. We're going to see how well they do and talk a little softball, talk about positioning, talk about the shots I'm going to be taking, what I'm looking for. Should be a lot of fun. Now, it's been raining today, but I last checked. No games have been canceled, haven't been postponed, so we should be good to go. So I'm going to grab the gear. I'm going to throw it in my bag. We'll get in the car. We'll go to the game. Alrighty then, that didn't go quite as planned. Hang on, let me get a couple lights on for you guys. I'm back. Didn't take long, did it? Well, got to the softball field. There were no cars. That was a major warning right there. No fans, no teams, no coaches, players, nobody. But me. Come to find out, the game was canceled because of this. Hey everybody, Craig here, sportsphoto101.com. Out here at a softball field. It's raining, Pacific Northwest. Go figure. So games have been canceled. Yep, game was canceled because of rain. Wait, how's my hair? My hair got a little curly out in all that rain. And I'm going to get out of this rain now because it's really starting to pour. Ooh, I think I just saw a cat, or was that a dog? That's okay though. I can take you out another time and I can show you the positioning that I use when I'm shooting softball. Places to stand and places not to stand, you know, because the foul ball is coming straight at your head. Not fun, kind of terrifying sometimes. The day I got the 70-300mm delivered to my doorstep, I took it out, threw it on the Sony a6000, went to a softball game and took approximately 700 photos. Doesn't take long when you're shooting at 11 frames per second. So let's take a look at those photos, and another time, I'll take you out to a ball game. As mentioned, the day I got the 70-300mm lens delivered to my doorstep, I grabbed it, took it out to a softball game, and right now we're going to take a look at some of those photos that were captured with the Sony a6000 and the Sony 70-300mm lens. One thing you will notice right away is I am not using Lightroom. Some of you don't have Lightroom or Photoshop or programs such as that. All you have is the photo program that came on your computer. So that's what I'm going to do today. I have a Windows 10 PC and this is the program that came with my computer. So let's take a look at some of the photos. I actually use this every once in a while when I want to do a really quick edit and I don't want to get into Lightroom. So like this photo right here, you can see looks pretty darn good. Taken with this lens, got some good light coming down off the side. Let's zoom in a little bit. It's just a little double click and you can get right in there nice and sharp. Now let's have a little fun. Let's see what editing we can do. We go up to edit and create, edit. And what you could do on this and what I would do, you don't need all this dead space over here. I would keep second base in there. So let's just kind of drag, come on, grab a hold, there we go. Just kind of move it over because you don't need all of her showing in the photo, but you do want her in there and you want to know it's second base. So I would go into there. Then we go up to filters. Now watch this. The magic of filters. I'm going to hit the enhance your photo button. And look at that. There you go. It's all enhanced. Now it's probably a little too boomified, I guess you could say. Maybe a little too much contrast, but it doesn't look too bad. You can go in and do some other adjustments if you really want, but I don't know if we really want to get into that. Probably drop the clarity down just a little bit. Maybe lighten it up a little more. So you can do stuff like that and look at that within about 10 seconds, you've edited a photo. All right, so let's cancel that. Okay, let's go to the next photo. Kids like these photos and they're just standing around hanging out with the group. Let's zoom in again. Looks pretty good. It's a little overexposed, but again, we could go up here. I won't do any cropping on this one. Okay, I'll do some cropping because I have to. Let's go up here instead. I can isolate just them. I can't get rid of him too well, but you can do something like that and go to filters and you hit this button again. And there you go. It cleans it up pretty nicely. I like that. All right, next photo. As you probably noticed, most of these photos that you're seeing right now were taken just off of first base. There's a 3-foot high fence, so I could shoot right over it. But of course, you got to be careful. Foul balls, they come at you pretty quickly. So we got the second base runner taking off. First baseman right here, getting ready, anticipating the ball. Let's check out another photo. Now we got the one at the plate. Just missed the bunt on this one. This is probably close to another 250 millimeter, I would guess. Let's zoom in a little bit and take a look at it. So you can see it's nice and sharp and clear. Nice action. You can see part of the face. I'd like to see her eye a little more. But again, if you wanted, you could go here. We could do some cropping. Because the problem with, the lens was a 4.5 to 5.6. So you're probably pushing a 5.6 here because I'm zoomed in so far. So you don't get a separation between the people behind the fence and her. But in this case, you can zoom right down, even go tighter if you really want. And you can crop them out so the focus is back on the batter. So we hit the little button like that and it cleans it up nicely and you got a nice photo. If you really wanted to play around, you could throw some other filters in there. Oh, that's disgusting. All right, let's move on. Now this one, I admit, I barely missed the tag at home plate. I like the expression on her face. You can't see her eyes. I wish they were open, but I like the expression on this one. This photo here, I can guarantee, was at 300 millimeters. That's as far as reach as that lens can give you. So it's not bad. I would probably crop in. Let's do it real fast. I'd probably crop in just a little bit more. If I can get my computer to work. There we go. Probably crop in just a little more. And you could add your filters if you wanted. And there you go. All right, let's move along. We don't want any recent changes. There's another one at bat. See, nice and sharp. You can see everything. A little bit of blur. I like a little bit of blur because it shows more action. And when it comes to softball and baseball, I like seeing that little blur. Some people like it completely frozen. I really don't. Maybe every once in a while I'll go for completely frozen. Nice close-up. You just got a strike on her because she swung out a fastball. And that was kind of her expression. I just snapped it real fast. You can see it's nice and sharp. And this one, if you wanted, I wouldn't crop in at all. But you could add a quick filter. And there you go. Cleans it up a little bit more. And there we go. Now we got picture. Again, I got a little bit of blur right there because I like that. It's just barely coming off of her fingers. I like that. I also like having some of the other players in the field. And you have just enough separation between the fans and the players. I like that. So we can zoom in again. And yeah, if you really wanted, if you wanted to play around, you could probably do something like this. And just really focus right on her. Let's add a filter. And do something like that also. So you have lots of opportunities. Now this shot here was taken from right field, shooting through the fence. So this is at a full 300 millimeter, and you can see it's pretty nice. This lens is doing a really good job. So we can zoom in a little bit. I like this. I wish I could see her eyes better, but that's okay. Again, this is one you would definitely want to crop a little bit because you don't really care about what's happening here. This isn't bad. You like seeing the action there, so I would crop this one in to at least there. See, I wish there was more separation with these guys. What I mean by that is I wish they were blurred out, basically, so you could get them blown out to where you don't really see them, because I don't really want to see him sucking on a sucker. But again, you could go like that. And there we go. That's the last photo. That's what it looks like when you use your actual Windows PC program and things you can do with that. So you don't have to have Lightroom. And also, this is what this lens can do, the 70-300 millimeter Sony lens, 4.5 to 5.6. It's a G lens with the optical steady shot, which I didn't need to use. My impressions of the Sony 70-300 millimeter lens? Well, it doesn't speak, so it's kind of hard to do an impression, like Sean Connery, shaken, not stirred. Some things don't react well to bullets. Okay, that was lousy. My thoughts on this combination? Well, you know how I feel about the Sony a6000. Love it. Now, the Sony 70-300 millimeter lens, if I was just getting started in sports photography, I would definitely consider picking one up. $1,100 new, about $900 used. That's a pretty good entry-level point. And you get really good reach, 70-300, so you can get some wide shots, some closer shots, as you saw from the photos I took. And you get a pretty good reach. 300 millimeters, not bad. You could even shoot baseball with that and get some really good results. Now, if you wanted to use this in low-light conditions, you may want to rethink the lens. I haven't had a chance to try it in those conditions yet. But if you're shooting like a nighttime football game, let's say, under terrible lighting, which a lot of football fields have terrible lighting, you know, the lighting where you take 6 photos and each one looks different. That type of lighting, you may want to reconsider because you need a wider aperture to bring more light in. Because it's a 4.5 to 5.6, you want to get something with a wider aperture, you can bring more light into the camera. However, if you feel you'll be shooting in relatively good lighting conditions, mine was a partly cloudy, partly sunny day, depends on your perspective, this might be the lens for you. What's the worst that happens? You purchase it, you try it, you don't like it, you send it back. Not that big of a deal in this day and age, right? Anyway, everybody, thank you for joining me. I do appreciate each and every one of you. Now, finish this video, grab your camera, and you know what to do. That's right, get out and shoot.